Making the grade, the NBA.com midseason report cards were released, and these are the highest grades that were available. Looking pretty good. Some we all agree with, some we may question, right? Remember, at home, you can go to NBA.com if you want to dive into them a little deeper. So, Smitty and Channing, I'm going to ask you this. Lakers, Milwaukee, both got A's.
Yep. I'm okay with it.
Great.
Right, I think we all checked that one, right? We agree. Should there have been more A's than those two?
The Miami Heat should have got A's.
100%.
Ooh, that's quick.
We all agree. I mean, if you had the Miami Heat in second or third, other than Heat fans, I thought they would make the playoffs.
Yes.
People were saying, I think they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Did I think they'd be second and third at this point, Channing? No.
With rookies.
With rookies.
Correct.
And playing rookies, to your point.
Big time.
And they're starting playing big minutes, and none had a chance to be in that Rookie of the Year conversation.
Yeah.
And I still think he's second or third.
And they're doing it by committee, and they're only going to get better as long as they stay healthy. I wouldn't be surprised if they got somebody to go there, made it just a little trade, got another defender, another 3-and-D guy that's going to put them over the top.
All right. Were there any surprises for you? Were you disappointed? Did you think that someone got a grade that was too high, that they didn't deserve?
Come on, I know you're the teacher, but you know what we're talking about, Steph. You
the
know.
76ers.
76ers, not a B+. This team, for me, I picked them to go to finals.
Yeah.
And B+, no, not right now. Not at all.
They don't even – I've watched them a lot, actually.
C is the highest grade.
C minus for me.
That's
it's just
the one for me.
You can't have that much talent, and they just still have the same problems that they did last year. It's just been compounded because now it's like so much more pressure. You know, now they got so close. It's like, what team are they? Are they Embiid's team? Are they Simmons' team?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to run fast? Are they going to play post-up basketball? Like, who are they, and what's their identity? And when things go wrong, do they look at each other and talk? And I went to the Boston-Philly game, even though they won, and they just don't talk to each other in the huddle. It just doesn't seem like they have good communication.
And I think also, Channing, they shouldn't be this bad on the road. The reason why, even though they got some new players, these are veteran guys, and defense is supposed to travel.
And it's supposed to be their thing, too.
They're long. They should be able to guard. They should be able to win more games if they won on the road. And that's why I'm still wondering, where is this going to turn around, even when Embiid when he becomes back, when he comes healthy?
I think a lot of people are wondering that. We talked about the Heat and how much of a surprise they were. A surprise in the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
B++.
Right? I mean, people thought that Chris Paul was going there to maybe get moved again. He has turned into a leader, and now they're winning.
My opinion, Channing.
Yeah.
Front office had a vision of this team.
Yeah.
And saying, these guys have messed up our vision, because right now there's no trading Chris Paul right now. They're saying, we're in the playoffs. Wait a second.
Yeah.
And I think it's great for the young guys. And I think it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting a chance to maybe playing playoff basketball again. Yeah. Having 3 guards and is working out. I have to take my hat off to Chris Paul is doing for these young guys.
If you look at really their starting lineup, Schroeder's been in the playoffs, Adams been in the playoffs, Chris Paul's been in the playoffs, Shai Gilgeous has been in a playoff situation. So they look like Gallinari, definitely. So all these guys look like, are they going to work? But it's like they really work. They're like the underdogs. They don't get a lot of attention, but now they do. Their defense is underrated, and that 3-guard lineup, like you said, has been a lot of fun to watch.
Okay, so when the season started, everyone knew all eyes were going to be in the city of Los Angeles, right? Clippers and Lakers. The Lakers, to me, have really performed beyond expectations early.
Okay.
Clippers have kind of slipped a little bit. What's your opinion? Who do you think has been fulfilling their destiny first half of the season?
Let's talk about what your end goal is first.
Right.
Okay.
As long as they're healthy. They have nobody that's hurt.
True.
So that means they get an A, right? Because if they have a total team, when it comes down to crunch time, I'm taking the Clippers. I know the Lakers are playing well, but Anthony Davis has had, his problems. LeBron has had his problems. Rondo has had his problems, right? So maybe if they kind of load manage a little bit, they will, even though they're not first or second, they're still going to be in the playoffs. And right now the Clippers are taking care of their bodies, and they're going to be fresh when it comes to the playoffs.
And I think the Lakers got off to a better start because they had training camp. You had no Paul George at all during training camp, and we had to wait for him. And he's injured again. And I look at the standings right now, they're 1 or 2 games away from being in second place. Yeah. So I would say with Kawhi having load management, I will give the Clippers a team. They're going to schedule by plan, and that plan is to get better at the end. And I think the Lakers, yes. And there's nothing wrong with winning. I'll take winning and have some cushion. But to Channing's point, when do you start scaling back a little bit and getting ready for the end? And I'm not saying you have to have low management. There's just some games you might sit some players and maybe miss some practices, but you're going to have to start figuring out for at the end of the season because the Clippers are doing it. They're sticking to their plan.
They are very diligent with that plan.
As you should.
All right, gents. Excellent job. I appreciate the breakdown and your opinions. Mike Conley, we were just talking about him earlier, of the Utah Jazz. We're going to talk a little bit more about the rest of the happenings around the NBA tonight.
Make no mistake, we see you. Hope you're ready for a rapid-fire edition of Game Time. I'm Matt Weiner. That's 3D. Dennis Scott right over there, jamming a full Wednesday night into the next 30 minutes. First, though, the biggest news of the day was not a game or a performance, but a promise. Zion Williamson is on track to make his NBA debut next week, Wednesday. Pelicans Executive Vice President David Griffin said the team is targeted next Wednesday night at home against the Spurs for Zion's first game. The number 1 overall pick has spent the first half of his rookie year recovering from October knee surgery. All right, to the game. Stop number 3 in the Magic 6-game trip pitted them against the West's best in L.A. Terrence Ross thought he had something, and he had nothing.
They had nothing. The block party. JaVale McGee, get that shot out of here.
But that wasn't really representative of the first half. Orlando led by 20. Third quarter, Aaron Gordon helping himself.
Special move, pump fake. You get JaVale McGee off the feet, and then you throw it off the backboard. Tracy McGrady smiling somewhere.
Suddenly an all-star game is broken out at Staples, and then Gordon kind of dunked that, but incredible either way.
He just threw it in there.
Wow, and the Magic would lead by 21 in the second half as well. Here comes LeBron. Left-handed and one, and then Quinn Cook to LeBron for the corner 3. James, 2 of 9 from three-point range. He finished with 19 points. As a team, they hit 15 of 38. They closed the third quarter on a 22-2 run, and we've got ourselves a ball game. Markelle Fultz making stuff happen, and then Gordon again.
Unbelievable, man. Just JaVale McGee, just let him go. You just bumped him, made him jump higher.
Where's McGee going, by the way? Gordon had 21. James knocks down the pull-up 3, and it's a 1-point game, 116-115. No Evan Fournier for the Magic in this game. He was out, so who's going to finish? Markelle Fultz, second career triple-double, 21 points, 11 boards, 10 assists, 1 cramp, as you see there. James
drive it, LeBron.
Nope.
Put pressure on the defense. You get calls late in the game.
9-game win streak is over.
I'm not a disappointed type of guy. We just got to be better. I'm excited about, very pleased with the way our effort. We didn't start the game out the right way, but not disappointed in anybody or anything that we did.
Yeah, the bench guys really came through tonight, specifically Quinn, and of course, as you call him, Layup.
Yeah, absolutely. Our bench is the reason why there was a game at the end, because they just came in and they produced everything that we needed.
Well, with their record, I guess you give them a little bit of a pass if on the occasional night they just don't bring the fastball in the first half, which is kind of what happened here.
Yeah, it did. You give the Magic some credit. They shot the ball well when they needed to. They got the big lead, but they let the Lakers back in the ball game. I'm sure Frank Vogel and the coaching staff will look at the stat sheet and say, wow, our bench stepped up. Quinn Cook came in and made some shots. But at the end of the day, that last possession, LeBron, we want to see you drive it, put pressure on the defense, put pressure on the referees. You get that call most times.
Maybe had a chance to extend the game as well. First time in 22 games, the Lakers have lost to a sub-500 team, and credit to Orlando. Good team in the playoff picture in the East, and they have now won 4 of their last 6. All right, Blazers in Houston for the Rockets, second of a back-to-back after losing Tuesday night in Memphis. You saw that game right here. That's Carmelo Anthony.
And that's the bearded one. He's pretty good, man.
Well, normally, yes.
Normally, right.
Not so much in this game. This is a dunk. It's one of his 3 made buckets in 12 tries. More on that in a moment. Russell Westbrook to Harden there, and then Westbrook drives by C.J. McCollum. Melo.
Yeah, Mouse.
The former Rocket.
Yep.
Briefly. Goes for 18 and 12 on the night. Portland up by 8. Damian Lillard, offensively, just kind of torching the Rockets. Goes for the 3 there.
But it's amazing, man. Same thing. When you're feeling confident, you've been sharing, then the ball finds him back and he takes over.
Floater falls. Lillard drives. Scoops it.
Ooh, I like that.
2 of his 25, also had 7 rebounds and 7 assists. Portland led by as many as 17. Rockets jump back into it. It's Westbrook with the pull-up jumper, and then Westbrook to Ben McLemore. Triple-double for Russ, 31 points, 11 boards, 12 assists. The lead is down to 5. Melo. Catch and shoot Melo.
That's what he does. Great pass by Dame.
And then C.J. McCollum past Harden, works him over for the layup, 2 of his 24.
Oh, that was nice.
Portland wins it 117-107. A little advice from Melo about playing in Houston maybe for Russ there. I mentioned Harden went 3 for 12, 13 points on the night. That's his lowest scoring game since January of 18. And over his last 5, DZ, 32% from the field. Daryl Morey's going to scoff at our old school metrics here because he scored 144 points on 117 field goal attempts in that stretch. So the efficiency is still there, but is this a concern?
Yes, it's a concern because when they don't shoot the ball this well and their defense with Capella on that back line is not blocking shots, the other team is scoring like they did tonight, like Portland did, you're not going to win.
All right, likewise, the Mavericks